Howdy do. I'm back this week with another video filled with lots of relatable content because that's what I make on this channel. Wow. So my summer break is coming to a close. So in honor of that, my mom and I decided that we should take a fun trip together to Disneyland. Now my mom's great. I love her, but she embarrasses me a lot. Like a lot, too much. Please stop. The day started off completely fine, but as soon as we parked, we hadn't even gotten to the tram yet, and this woman was already embarrassing me. She looks around and she sees this man who's got like a baby on his shoulders. Now, love ya, Ma, but I don't think you know how loud your voice is. And out of nowhere, she just goes, "Gosh, if I had a 2-year-old in diapers, I wouldn't be putting it around my neck." And I'm like, woman, you're being a little loud. Imagine the diaper leaking all over your neck. And I was like, woman, we have been here for 2 seconds. Inside voices. We're outside, but inside voices. The first ride we decided to go on that morning was Peter Pan. So we're standing there in line, and the 2 people ahead of us were a mom and her daughter. And I felt so bad for them. So as we're standing in line, we had been talking about the saga of me dyeing my hair. And out of nowhere, my mother just decides to go, "You know, you should really stop making jokes about marijuana." This lady and her daughter just turned to us with these aghast looks on their faces. And I then proceeded to explain for 10 minutes to my mother that I am not a stoner. So this woman and her daughter already have to listen to us talk about the fact that I make jokes that I smoke weed, and they're just having the worst time right now. Not only 5 minutes after we cut the weed thing, I go, "You know, Mom, I use self-deprecating humor. I make fun of myself, everything about myself, and everything that I'm not. So I always say things like, 'Thank our Lord Jesus.'" But my mother didn't hear any of that. And so out of nowhere, she just goes, "What did you say about Jesus?" This woman and her daughter looked at me like I had just married a 57-year-old female. I don't know who I felt worse for. Them, who had to hear all of this, or me, who was incredibly embarrassed throughout this entire thing. Throughout the course of our day, I kept telling my mom, okay, I need to go into every single Disney store because you know what I need is I need to find all of the Spider-Man merch that they have because my boy Tom Holland at Marvel is owned by Disney, gotta have it. And 2, I need to know if they still make Phineas and Ferb merch. I should never tell my mother anything, ever, because here's what happened. Our day at Disney was coming to a close, and so before we left, we decided to go through World of Disney, the series of shops in downtown Disney that basically has everything. So we're there, and we're looking at all the plushes, and my mom is asking about Doug, the dog from Up, to this nice employee. I'm cringing. I'm actually cringing. It's so hard for me to talk about this because it's so freaking embarrassing. I have social anxiety and I don't like to talk to people. Ever. I don't like strangers judging me. I've already said that my mother's voice is louder than it should be. So very loudly, in World of Disney, she asks this employee, "Do you have any Phineas and Ferb merchandise?" I am exiting. I'm like, I can't be singing with her. So I turn around and I'm looking at this wall of toys to avoid the fact that I just don't want anyone to know that she's asking this for my sake. I don't want all these people knowing that I watch a show for small children. So the employee goes very calmly, oh yeah, you know, we used to, but the only thing now is we have like Perry the Platypus wristbands. So I'm like an aisle away at this point, and my mom just goes very loudly, honey, would a Perry the Platypus bracelet interest you? There are people all around looking at me. Earlier that day, I had already been mistaken for being like 28. So now there's a bunch of people who just think me, apparently like a 28-year-old, watches the show for like 8-year-olds. I just shook my head no, I could not speak. I wanted to leave right then and right there. Anyway guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring that notification bell, other things that YouTubers say, and I will see you all next week. Bye!